the Harris campaign gets off the ground, it continues to surge. The Republican rival and his supporters are trying to find a line of attack that will stick. And so they tried some material out on Fox News yesterday. Take a look.
She got rid of the laugh. I noticed I haven't seen that crazy laugh that she got. She's crazy. That laugh, that's the laugh of a crazy person. But I noticed that she's not using that laugh anymore. Somebody convinced her, don't laugh, just don't laugh. Don't laugh under any circumstances because
I like laughter, but sometimes.
Not her laughter.
Those Americans who have an opinion of the vice president think that, number one, she's a bit of a ding-dong.
You're okay with this approach of talking about her laugh and nasty and disrespectful and all this stuff that Donald Trump has said.
Now, before The View gives their most insightful opinion on what's going on here, I just want to come out and say that the jokes are getting tired. They're tired for me because it's like you could really pay attention to things about Kamala. There's a lot of other negative things about Kamala, you know, her resume as far as being vice president and literally not doing anything. I mean, for the past year, this is the most I've seen of her because now she is campaigning for presidency, right? Because she is the Democratic nominee. So it's like there's a lot more that we could say, but you know, this is where they decide to go with it. It is what it is, but I'm pretty sure The View has their usual take on it, but let's see.
Now, I just wanted, before we move on to the next thing, this really tells me how out of touch they are because you're talking about a woman of color. Do you think anything that you could come up with she hasn't heard before? This isn't new.
Like, I don't know what the difference is with it being a woman of color or just being a woman. Like, okay, this is what they do, like, on both sides. Everybody cracks jokes on each other or goes to ad hominem attacks. Like, it's always the same thing. These are the identity politics is so frustrating. It gets us nowhere. We're still doing this. We're still doing this. This is the same thing for real, I guess, for decades, right? But definitely since 2015, it's always like race. My gosh, like, what's the point of her being like and look, they didn't say a black woman, they said a woman of color. What does that have to do with, okay, they're making jokes? I think that some of the jokes again are a waste of time, but who cares? Like, who cares what her race is?
People saying you only got the job because you're a person of color. You got this because you're a person. You all have to get more creative.
Right.
You do. You have to raise the bar if you're going to do this kind of thing. And keep in mind that you all are living your best caricatures. You're being exactly the people we think you are.
But a bunch of racist white people, I mean, is that what you're saying? They talk about each other like they make jokes. They made jokes on Nikki Haley, who I guess apparently now is a woman of color, but for the longest time, I don't think that her name is Nimrata. I mean, it's just like, you know, honest to goodness, like on both sides again. But really, but the fact that, yes, she is a DEI pick, not because, a black person is immediately a DEI pick, which Kamala Harris is. Oh my God, this whole conversation, right? But because Joe Biden said he wanted a black woman. So that was the most important thing to him. Why are people acting like this was not a discussion? Like, why are we being any different about this? Like, it's just so lame.
So just know you're going to have to be more creative.
And, you know, I really can't stand the way Whoopi Goldberg talks. Sorry. I'm just going to come out and say it. And first of all, thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the notification bell. Because this is just, I mean, we're heading into some serious times. And there are a lot of things happening. And the elections being one of them, right? But I'm just so sick and tired of this caricature type, like, behavior. You gonna have to pick something, come up with something else. You gonna have, like, oh my God, get over yourself. Like, it's not that deep. Again, it's not just because she's black or whatever she is. That's not the reason.
Say that, Joy,
I would say
as,
that.
as I stand up.
I would say that.
I think it's going to just get worse. I
Yes.
think that the bar is already low, and we've heard the attacks. If
Yeah.
she didn't earn it,
Yeah.
she's a DEI candidate.
Yeah.
Some people
She's
are calling her
crazy.
crazy. They're calling her dumb.
Don't they do that to women all the time?
All the time, and especially, unfortunately, women of color. But, I think the problem is that the GOP needs to convince voters that Trump and Vance
And themselves.
are regular guys,
Yeah.
and they're not. They are weird, just like they've been
Well,
called.
Democrats seem to have landed on this word that they think sums up the Republican ticket. Take a look.
It's not just a weird style that he brings. It's that this leads to weird policies.
On the other side, they're just weird.
No matter what kind of weird stuff they keep saying.
It's a weird thing he does.
These guys are just weird. That's who they are. But we're not afraid of weird people.
No.
We're a little bit creeped out, but we're not afraid.
So, I mean, really, the question is,
So it's okay that white man was saying bad things about people because they're talking about white people and, he's on your side, right? I mean, again, it is just hypocritical. Now, the whole thing about Vance being weird, again, both sides are playing this stupid game. You could actually come for Vance for different reasons, as in who is backing Vance, the money, the technocrat, all of that, the Peter Thiel, all of it, right? That's really where you could go. But why would they go there when the same people who are funding Vance are the same type of people who fund them, right? So that's what I mean with this fake fight. And the American people always come last in these fake fights. And again, what's her name? Sunny with she wasn't qualified for this. Then Biden shouldn't have said out loud that he wanted a black vice president, a black woman vice president, or a black woman Supreme Court justice. And I'm going to tell you, I am the type of person as a black woman who would say, no, you made that like known to people. That's why you wanted me. I don't even want the position. No, I'm so sincere. I don't put my race on applications anymore. I stopped doing that. It's just ridiculous.
what on God's green earth makes them think that taunting people and women in particular, what makes them think this is going to work for them?
Well, first of all, so before we get to the weird part, I want to talk a little bit about the laughter and his Donald Trump's obsession with the laughter.
Yeah.
There was an article in The Atlantic where it said, this comes from Trump's upbringing. His dad, who was, we're going to have his brother on later. His nephew on later. I'm getting this right. So they've read, there's been books at length about what the family was like growing up. And the Donald Trump's dad was the beginning of all of this. Look at Donald Trump, and then you can imagine his dad. So he used to say, his father drilled into him, laughing is to make yourself vulnerable. It's to let down your guard in some way. So Donald Trump thinks laughter is weakness, which is why if you look around, you'll never have seen him laugh.
Have you ever seen him laugh?
I thought about this. I've never seen him laugh. He does a smile and he just pauses. I've never seen him laugh.
That's why he would also take a joke,
like
at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, to a point of running for a presidency, because that humor is too vulnerable for him. Now, getting to the weird thing that they've really turned on the right, the Harris campaign has really kind of taken that weird.
Yeah.
Think about it. People on the right say a lot of weird things. When you think of like monitoring girls' periods, that's weird.
That's weird.
Banning books, coming for drag shows. And by the way, if your kid's gay, they're already gay. Like no one's turning them anything. So let them view whatever they want. You know.
You see, but did you hear what she just said? This is why I can't take these women serious. This is why really, honestly, these women are horrible. They are the worst of women. They yes, by the way they think and talk, I am going to say that. Yeah. Because number one, you're talking about, Donald Trump's dad said this. So this is who Donald Trump is. Who are you to do a analysis on Donald Trump? You can't even do one on yourself. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, who his father was. Yes, his father was like from the old school. Nobody laughed during the old school. Like from back in the day, everybody's grandparents were very serious people. These are World War II people, kind of like, you know what I mean? Like they were serious. They were focused people. They weren't like joking around all the time. Obviously, Donald Trump is a serious man. I mean, he is, a businessman. You don't have too much time for play around this. I have seen him laugh. What are we talking about here? And then when to say the right says weird things, focusing on your daughter's period. When was that a campaign? And then to say, and they're coming for drag shows. Yeah, I don't think 3-year-olds should be around sexualized things. So the kids, nobody's going to turn your child gay. So the kids can see let the kids see whatever. How disgusting. This is a woman. This is how we protect children. This is absolutely insane.
But also, wrapping up the weird, Trump is kind of the weirdest of them all. Like commenting on his daughter's looks and her sexual
It's weird.
is weird.
It's weird.
Having 24-karat gold apartment and your name in gold, and
There's
it's
something
weird.
wrong with that.
And burying your ex-wife on your golf course.
It's very
It's
weird.
weird.
It's a very
So
weird
that's
thing.
why that is effective.
They act like his golf course is like somebody's backyard. Like, let's keep it real. I'm sure there's a spot for that. I'm sure there's a spot for him there too. What are you talking? People used to bury their. This is crazy. What am I talking about? Yo, this is insane. So this is what we're voting on. Like, this is what we're making our decisions on. If we're gonna vote for so and so, where they bury their family. Yo, man, wow.
Is there so much weird on the other side that pretty much sums it up?
Well, that
And
doesn't mean that the left has to use it. I don't agree with that. I don't think you should use the word weird. Call him what he is, a convicted felon.
Yeah, that's better. I agree with that.
I think it's both because
It opens the door for the other side to say, well, you think we're weird. Look at you. It's too much weird.
what they're
and
saying.
name
they've already
calling.
said those things.
Take the high road. Get off the weird
But
thing.
I don't
Just call him
I
what he is.
don't like name calling. You're not going to see me do it unless I slip up and I'll own it. But weird, I don't see as below the
I don't
belt.
either.
I think what they're saying is this
It's
is not
pretty
your
innocuous.
grandfather's Republican Party. This is one that is going outside of the mainstream much further. The policies and the positions are adapting. And I have to say, Kamala Harris has confounded Donald Trump and his team. I am shocked that they haven't fired someone yet. I like her and I could write a better ad against her than they have. It's bizarre. They have this new one out today that's her dancing. She looks great. She looks like your cool aunt who you wish your mom was a little bit more like to me. And they have a quick interview of her basically saying she hadn't been to the border yet. Well, she's going to be able to respond to that and say, we had a border bill that you blocked. They cannot land an attack.
But she had, oh my God, they have a border bill that, by the way, I never got a chance to look at. So who knows what really was on that bill and for how long? Like, we're talking about a border bill, by the way, that was done like maybe 3 months ago. Kamala Harris has been vice president of the United States of America for 3+ years, right? Has not been down to the border at all. Now, don't get me wrong. Both sides in this border have been a mess to me. I noticed Fox News, they don't talk about the border anymore. Everybody just moved on from the border. It is a terrible shame. How many people were able to get in here in 3 years? This is not normal. Millions of people. It's just not normal. It's not normal. It really isn't. It's not right and it's not fair. More than it's not, the American citizen will continue to come last. And that's the point. But you're so busy making excuses for your homegirl that you don't care about the American citizen. Who speaks for the American? I guess maybe is it too boring to speak for the American? But this is supposed to be the conservative pushback. She's just one of the girls. She's one of, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, we're going to go after Trump. Yeah, sisters, stay together. No, thank you. Okay? No, thank you. My positions are quite radical when it comes to things like this. But I'll say this. I don't do the thing where I'm sticking together with you because you're a female or because you're black or whatever. You need to have some integrity. Okay? And that's not what I see here. This is ridiculous. I see you guys at the next one. Bye.